Hello and welcome to Open Boosters. I am Pretend CEO of Wizards of the Coast. Craziness, the crowd goes wild. We're going to be talking about reserve list shenanigans and stuff. The craziness. Thank you so much for joining me today, Tolarian. Thank you so much for joining me today, Mark Rosewater. Many people have been making videos about the reserve list because of Tolarian's video, because it's a very popular video. Craziness. But as CEO, I need to say words to both of you guys. Craziness. Edwin has made a video too. I put that link down below as well. But as Pretend CEO, there's something that you need to know about CEOs and what they care about most. They care about selling boxes. They don't care about selling this. This is a single card. I don't care about that. It's junk. And I don't care about this. This might be a box to you and to people who buy them, but this isn't a box. I don't care about that either. I care about selling boxes. This is a box. This is a case. This is what we need to sell. All right? So the cases, those are boxes. When I say box, I mean that. I don't mean this. This is stuff that you throw in the garbage. No, I'm just kidding. You sell it to people because it comes in this, and I care about selling this. That is rule number one of CEO. Sell your boxes. All right, Tolarian? All right, Mark? We got to sell boxes, and that's what we care about. Now, why does that have to do with the reserve list? Well, Tolarian started talking about putting back dual lands into the thing and taking stuff out. Sure enough, it is a proven fact. Some of the stuff he said was actually true. However, there is price points of cards. Edwin did that really well. That's why his link is down there below. So I don't have to rehash any of that, right? Because it does have a price point and that kind of stuff. And so that's good. That's fantastic. However, Open Boosters said something earlier this week that both of you guys need to see. And by earlier this week, I mean right now. But let's just go to that footage right here, right now. He talks about what he would do if we abolished the reserve list. Oh my gosh, if they abolished the reserve list, it'd be so awesome, right? Because everybody would get the cards to play with, and I would get crazy paid at everything tanks like a rock. Because, you know, if you own a set, it would probably, see, a set of dual lands, I guess is around $2,500 to $3,000. And if it tanks by $1,000, everybody can sue and get crazy paid. And if you have a lot of dual lands, you'll get crazy paid. And you get to keep the cards. It's like fantasticness. It is like the best day ever, right? They say, hey, let's abolish it. Yeah! Gonna get paid, gonna get money. It's gonna be a crazy pay. It's gonna be a crazy pay. Because you get to keep the cards. You get to keep the cards. They abolish it and you would get so much money. It's fantastic. And you get to keep the cards and keep playing. Oh my gosh. Because people will sue for $1,000. Guaranteed 100%. And you know what? You could get crazy paid if you had the cards. Oh, I'm gonna make so much money if they abolish that reserve list. You just gotta hire a lawyer. All right, you heard him, and you wonder why we don't give him preview cards. But let's talk about the reserve list again. We cannot abolish it. It's just not going to happen, Mark, Tolarian. It can't happen. It would open up the door for a ton of lawsuits, and we would actually lose them probably. I mean, we'd have to go to court, of course. We're gonna fight that. That'd be ridiculous because it would pretty much bury our company into the ground. But we can't really risk it. We don't have to risk it. However, Tolarian, Mark, well, actually, Tolarian, you weren't a part of that meeting, were you? It was just me and Mark. I apologize for that. Mark, we had a meeting in August 22nd, 2018. And as Pretend CEO, I expect you to listen, or at least pretend to listen. But anyways, we had that meeting, and I actually told you how you could put dual lands back in the freaking box in standard. I gave you the vehicle and everything. August 22nd, 2018. Roll footage. I'm just thinking. Because none of these cards can exist unless Mark Rosewater says, yes, we're going to do this. All right. Okay, so we have a white mana symbol up there. Yay, white mana symbol. All right. Then we're going to have a 0-1 guy. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. However, uncast. Uncast. A restriction. So one white, and only if you haven't played a land. choose a color and pay 2 life. Create dual land. And it'll have the name of the dual lands that you can create, you know. In this case, we're going to choose island. It'll create tundra. Get it? And we can do this with all the colors. It's a 0/1 creature that creates a dual land. And now, before you start going, oh no, things are terrible now. Well, it's just Hollow's Fountain. You pay the 2 life and you get your dual land. However, now we can print that token. But it has to be, Mark, with the original artwork and original frame. Has to, because that's part of the prerequisites. So when we create these tokens, make sure we do that. So there you go, Mark. Remember our conversation, August 22nd, 2018? Print tokens. Tokens are the key to all this, man. Maybe we don't use the original artwork because we don't want to affect the old school players, right? But if we do that, that puts it in everybody's hands. Tolarian would be happy because it's not in the mythic uber duber kingaling dingaling boxes, and we still sell boxes because we want to sell boxes. Well, actually, we could print a uber king dingaling token. Sorry. Anyways, but you know, Tolarian, there'll be the other, you know, throw them in the trash kind of thing. But here we go. Look at this. This is a proxy. It's what is this one? Oh, this is my Lotus. Look at that. There it is. Woo! Cost me nothing. I put a marker on it. Craziness. And then, so I don't care. You know, you can play with a Lotus if you want to, and draw a doodle on a card. So we can print tokens. They exist, and we can call them proxy in certain unsanctioned tournaments. However, now that we have printed tokens, we need to support the old school format. This would be a DCI sanctioned tournament, in which case we would require people to use the original artwork, which makes sense, right? So now we have them protected. In order to play in the DCI official tournament, you need to bring your Uber Kinger Dingalingy box deck that you brought that's really freakishly expensive, and you're walking around with it hoping that you don't get robbed. It's one of those things, you know, so you bring that to the tournament and you play, which is fantastic. Great. But then there's going to be unsanctioned tournaments as well with the proxies and the tokens and that kind of stuff. And when we do that, we'll be having a good time. So there you go. We can now sell a box. I've given you the vehicle, Mark. So now you have no excuses, because I told you about it in 2018. You still have no excuses. You can print that stuff up like, well, you can create a game out of it, not print it. You're not in charge of the printer. You're R&D. You can create it with those games, and you can create the tokens, and it'll be really good, and it'll sell boxes. So do that. You can utilize the vehicle that I've created, or create your own vehicle. I don't care. Because all I care about is selling boxes. Mark, I'm CEO. That's all I care about. But I'm trying to help you, man. If you really want to print reserve list cards, use a vehicle to actually create a token. Tokens are not legally binding, and you can't put it in your deck. But you can do it with a vehicle, with some kind of interaction that changes it up. You know, mix it up. That's what we like to do in Magic's Gathering. Make it crazy. You know? And then it puts all the cards in everybody's hands, and everybody's happy. Even Tolarian's happy, and everybody's happy. Except, will it affect the reserve list price in the stock market? Well, not the stock market, but the reserve list price? Probably not so much, because we're going to handle it in a certain way, where there will be DCI sanctioned tournaments that require you to do the original artwork, and that's it. That'd be fantastic, right? Because now the old school players feel like they're being acknowledged and they're actually being utilized inside the actual DCI. And so then you're fine, right? So everything is still okay. And you'll have your unsanctioned tournaments where people can have fun. And as they have fun, maybe they want to buy those cards and actually get into that kind of arena. You know, then maybe they want to. Maybe they've made their uber duber deck and have been sweeping the unsanctioned tournaments using the tokens and old school cards. in which case they will fall in love with it too, and maybe they'll want to upgrade to that set. Or as they win in DCI unsanctioned token events, you give them the original cards. Oh my gosh, that could be like a win condition in an unsanctioned tournament, winning a dual land of their choice that they can add to their deck. So at one point they can actually move up into playing in the DCI unsanctioned tournaments. Although it would be really expensive to win a Lotus, but still, there's the thing, you know? So that would be kind of fun. And depending on this tournament size, I mean, the tournament size gets really super huge. For these unsanctioned events, you could start putting Lotuses in there because it would pay for it. But that's a different topic entirely. So what you need to do is create the vehicle, Mark. I've given you an option for a vehicle, but you can create your own vehicle. You know, I'm the CEO. Pretend. And I will just pretend to sell a bunch of boxes. So there you go. Tolarian, you happy with this? I have no idea. You'll have to put a comment below. Mr. Tolarian, Rosewater. Mr. Mark, Rosewater. Are you happy with this? Are you listening? I think you are. At least I hope you are. Otherwise, it's just me talking in the closet. All right, literally, I'm literally in a closet. So, but I do put that back there for ambiance. But it's an empty closet, kind of. It's really got some stuff in it. But anyways, there you go. And hit the like button, subscribe, make a comment. I am the Pretend CEO of Wizards of the Coast. Hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you found it informative. If you didn't find it informative, go to the links below. Go to the links below. My hand wasn't on camera. Go to the links below and you can view Tolarian's, Edwin's. There is no video from Mark Rosewater that I'm aware of. And mine will be down there too. So you can go look at those and tell me what you think. And I'll talk to you again real soon.